New this morning, a female passenger is dead after she was ejected from a car during a crash in Aurora. This happened Monday night at East Smoky Hill Road and South Riviera Way, just west of E470. Police say that the driver, 45-year-old James Cook, was driving north on Smoky Hill when the car drove off the right side of the road and crashed into a tree. The woman, who was a passenger, was ejected from the car. She was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries but died early Wednesday morning. Cook was arrested and is charged with vehicular homicide and DUI.
The sentencing of a man accused of shooting and killing an assistant fire chief will happen later this morning. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon joins us live from Adams County Court. And Courtney, Jeremy Rocha was convicted on several counts last week.
Yes, that's right, Corey, and good morning. This all happened on Father's Day back in June 2022. John Jaros was driving with his family when Jeremy Rocha fired shots 9 times into his truck, killing Jaros. Now, closing arguments wrapped up for this case last week. 22-year-old Jeremy Rocha was convicted on multiple counts, including first-degree murder, extreme indifference, and the shooting death of volunteer firefighter John Jaros. Rocha was also found guilty of 4 counts of attempted murder related to the family members who were in the truck with Jaros and 1 count of second-degree murder. Rocha claimed it was self-defense. Investigators say Jaros was shot when trying to get around 2 cars going slowly to make space for others to race on I-70. It took the jury about 4 hours to come up with a verdict. Sentencing will begin here around 10:30 this morning. Live at Adams County's Court, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
All right, Courtney, thank you.
Looking ahead to tomorrow, the man accused of killing 3 people near Green Valley Ranch in April 2 years ago is set to have a competency hearing. 24-year-old Elijah Hood is facing 3 charges of first-degree murder after a shooting at an apartment. 3 people died, including a 4-year-old. Denver police say that Hood is one of the victim's nephews, and Hood should not have had the gun in the first place because he's not allowed to have a weapon because of several previous felony arrests. The hearing is set to start at 1:30 tomorrow afternoon in Denver.
The owner of a South Broadway bar is trying to find the person who broke into his place earlier this week. Video recorded the burglary inside the Brutal Poodle around 5 on Monday morning. The owner, Wes Morales, says they broke in through the back, made off with some leftover customer credit cards and $8,000 in cash, including employee tips. Morales asked for help and the community answered. His friends set up a fundraiser, and in less than 24 hours, they raised a whole bunch of money.
The amount of support and outreach that the community gave us, is it's crazy. It means a lot.
Morales says he got a call from someone who thinks they know who this person is. He says he shared that info with police, but no arrests have been made. Denver police say the case is still under investigation. There is a first-of-its-kind initiative to address the youth mental health crisis in Colorado. The focus is finding younger people to help out kids who are struggling.
And that's where folks at home really come in to step in and help out. Now, reporter Anusha Roy joins us now live. And Anusha, you have a closer look at the brand new Youth Mental Health Court.
Yeah, Colorado is now officially joining 10 other states across the country, as well as several nonprofits, to launch this new mental health court. It's a first of its kind for the entire country. It's also coming at a time when we're getting results from the Health Access Survey from across the state that shows that more than 16% of our kids 5 to 17 years old are reporting mental health issues from last year. And across the country, there's 122 million people that are living in areas where there is a shortage of help. We're talking about a shortage of 6,000 practitioners. So what this new program is doing is it's recruiting people. It's specifically for 18 to 24-year-olds with a high school diploma. Then they're bringing in private dollars. They're pairing it with groups like AmeriCorps and community colleges so that they can get training, they can get stipends to cover their costs, and then they're deploying these folks into several states come September of this year, including here in Colorado.
We've already seen a huge interest in the program, and we're hoping that we serve 4,500 people. And if it's a situation that, the AmeriCorps member can't handle, they'll help them navigate to other mental health services and, not have to get into real heavy duty psychiatric care.
So these folks are going to be deployed into high schools, into community centers, but they'll also be getting financial help and credentials to be able to support them if they want to continue studying and essentially kickstarting their career and their path into being a behavioral health specialist. If this is something you're interested in, those applications, they are still very much open. You can find it online, and it's also a 2-year pilot program. Reporting live in Denver, Anusha Roy, 9 News.
Sounds like a great program, Anusha. Thank you.
When school's out for summer break, violence involving teenagers tends to rise. So a nonprofit in our community is working to change that. The Struggle of Love Foundation is creating a presence on campuses in the Denver metro area. It's focusing on schools that have had past incidents or threats in these final couple weeks of the year. Jason McBride with the Struggle of Love Foundation says just being on campus and talking directly with students can make a really big difference.
You know, these are kids that could be great doctors or architects or lawyers or things that could really benefit our community. So we really have to start to take care of these young people.
McBride says that they are working with other nonprofits and police departments, as well as Aurora and Denver public schools. And he also wants to talk with the mayor about putting together activities for young people throughout the summer.
2 K-8 schools in Jefferson County have permanently closed their doors. Yesterday was the last day of school for students at Arvada K-8 and Coal Creek Canyon K-8. Jeffco schools already closed 16 other schools before this, and the school board recommended adding these 2 to the list at the end of this school year. Arvada K-8 was open for 70 years.
So this is a part of life. Things, we move, we change, things happen, so it's life, but, and there's both emotions.
We're all continuing in different directions is what I told my students as well. And just be the best that you can be, whatever direction you go to.
Most of the students will move next year to either Lawrence Elementary or North Arvada Middle.
We are learning more about the initial plan to reintroduce Wolverines into Colorado this morning. Right now, CPW says the plan calls for 30 females and 15 males to be brought into the state over the next 3 years, but that could change. The animal is considered threatened with only a few hundred in the country. State officials plan to use $750,000 for this reintroduction effort.
It has been 16 years this week since a tornado hit Windsor and other parts of Weld County. The 3/4-mile wide tornado hit northern Colorado on May 22nd, 2008, bringing wind speeds near 165 miles per hour to the area. The EF3 stayed on the ground for nearly 40 minutes, leaving a trail of damage through Weld and Larimer counties. In total, the tornado caused an estimated $147 million in damage, making it the costliest tornado in Colorado history. And an update now. After Tuesday's deadly tornadoes in Iowa, we now know 4 people were killed when the storm hit the small town of Greenfield. About 25 miles away, another person was killed when a tornado blew her car off the road. At least 3 dozen more people were hurt in the storm. FEMA will be in the area today.
And Colorado has been very fortunate. No severe weather like that around here. And today's going to be even nicer, going for a high of 78 degrees today. That's 4 above the normal for this time of year. 46 is the normal low. The record 93 from 1989 and the record low 31 from 2002.